Welcome back to the channel, guys. Santos here, and today I'm going to be showing you how leaderboard DMZ players are using this secret method to unlock God tier mythic weapons, and then are using these God tier mythic weapons to absolutely dominate and destroy everybody else on the map. If you've ever been hit by something that killed you way too fast and you had no idea what it was probably a God tier mythic weapon. So
for those of you who don't know me, I am a DMZ leaderboard player. I unlocked Kui Ji in the first 4 days in about 30 hours of gameplay and 100 crates.
So what you have in front of you in all of its glory is a Mythic Ram 7. And for you to understand how incredible, how quickly this gun kills, you have to understand how to read these stats. So you see, for example, here, the damage is 25. Well, the Ram 7 legendary is also have a damage of 25. Cool. So what's the difference? Well, you see below the stats and above the attachments, there are these two what are called affixes, where they are basically buffs to the weapon. And only legendary and mythic weapons have them. You can see no epic weapon has any of those affixes or buffs on them. Only legendary and mythic weapons have affixes, okay? And legendary affixes are weaker than mythic affixes. So you can see right here, the RAM has a reload time reduced by 10% and the damage to hostiles increased by 20%. Cool. Well, what does the RAM 7, what does the God tier mythic RAM 7 have? Oh, well, let's see. It has a reloading time reduced by 20% and a damage multiplier increased by 0.3. What's 0.3? That is 30%, guys. What that means is that instead of hitting at 25 damage, it hits at 32.5 damage. 32.5 damage is damn near close to the AK-47's damage, meaning that this Ram 7 hits as hard, or almost as hard, as an AK-47 with the fire rate of a Ram 7. What? No wonder these things are killing so fast, right? No wonder they're hitting so hard. It's because of these affixes. And these affixes have a specific way that you get them. They're actually given to you based on chance. And I'm going to show you what these affixes are and how to actually get the best ones. So let's go ahead and jump into what the heck affixes even are and how you make sure that you get the best ones for your legendary and mythic guns of choice. So what you do is you go into the black market and you go to the weapon that you want to focus on. Let's say, for example, you're focusing on a Fennec. So you go to SMG and you go to Fennec. And you see here, you have your weapon stats, you have your weapon attachment, and then you have Affix. You see Affix all the way to the right. It has these 3 lines right above the random affix count of 1 tilde 3. 1 tilde 3 means that every mythic Fennec is going to have 1, 2, 3 attachments. 1, 2, 3 affixes. So it could have 1, it could have 2, or it could have 3. And the rarity of those affixes is going to be mythic, meaning they're going to be the best affixes. So when you click on these 3 lines right there above the numbers 1 and 3, you're going to see that you have all of these available affixes. These affixes are standard, meaning they're going to be the exact same ones for legendary weapons and for all mythic weapons. These affixes are all standard, but the quantity, the amount of like how much you get, for example, the range buff affix that's up here on the top left increases range by 20%. And you notice that for a legendary Fennec, the affix is going to be also a range buff, so it's the exact same, but the range is going to increase by 10% instead of the mythic, which increases it by 20%. So it doesn't matter what weapon you're focused on, whether it's the VMP or the Fennec, it's going to have the same possible affixes. You're going to get a range buff possibly of 20% if it's mythic, and you're going to get a range buff of 10%, right, if it's legendary. So these are all the same, as we go through each of these affixes, they're going to be the exact same no matter which weapon you want, whether that's legendary or mythic. It's just the mythic ones are going to be stronger and the legendary ones are going to be weaker. So if we look at the Fennec, you can see the range buff. The first affix on the top left is range buff, which increases the range by 20%. Right, so that's pretty self-explanatory. It hits harder, further away. Next, you have bullet stability. Right, bullet stability is ADS bullet spread reduced by 20%. That means again you're going to hit more shots further away. So this is a Fennec that had these affixes would probably be a better long-range weapon. These specific two affixes are actually better probably for an AR or for a marksman, right? Or even a sniper. Maybe not a sniper for bullet stability, but definitely an AR, right? Or a marksman, especially if it's a DMR. And then you have hipfire control. Hipfire spread reduced by 20%. That's going to be good for SMGs. Ammo buff, mag capacity increased by 30%. SMGs and ARs would benefit from that greatly. Maybe snipers as well, but not so much. Kinetic rounds, hit impact increased by 20%. Means the player getting hit by the kinetic round is going to have more hit flinch. They're going to have a more difficult time maintaining accuracy, especially if they're shooting at you with an AR. Then you have high velocity. Bullet speed increased by 20%. It means the shot is going to get to you closer, get to you faster, right? As if you were closer. And so that bullet speed is going to be good. Definitely for ARs would probably be the best, but it would have a good impact on SMGs as well. Fatal strike. Fatal strike is a damage multiplier increased by 0.3. That's 30% damage multiplier on fatal strike. That's going to be great for all weapons, especially your AR or your SMG. Shotgun, can you imagine a shotgun with fatal strike? Man, that might actually be a very consistent one-shot. Then you have disabling strike. Damage multiplier increased by 0.2. So instead of fatal, you have disabling, which is less powerful, but still pretty cool, right? Still pretty strong. Then you have OTM. The damage multiplier is increased by 0.2. Okay, also a 0.2 multiplier. The strike from disable, damage multiplier increased by 0.2. FMJ, damage level increased by 1 to deal armor damage. Okay. Damage to hostiles is increased by 40%. The hostiles are bots, so this isn't applied to real players. It only increases the damage to bots by 40%. So the T3 ammo melts bots, and I have my legendary Ram 7 has T3 ammo in legendary, so it definitely hits really, really hard. Then there's Vital Strike, upper body damage multiplier that increases by 0.2, but leg damage multiplier reduced by 0.2. So there's 20% less damage going to the legs when you hit a vital spot. That 20% boost is going to be there. That 20% multiplier is going to be there. So Vital Strike is decent, is strong. It's not as good as Fatal Strike or even Disabling Strike or OTM, but it is still pretty strong. Then we have headshot focus. The head damage multiplier is increased by 50%, but the damage multiplier for other body parts is reduced by 20%. Dang, that's got to be a good one for snipers. So I'm going to let you guys read the rest of them on your own time. I have already gone through the strongest ones, and they're all at the very top, right? Now, unfortunately, we don't see a probability distribution. We don't see how likely it is for us to get any of these different affixes. There sure is a probability distribution. Maybe it's all equal. I don't know. We're going to have to figure that out, right? Because how you actually go about getting affixes, getting the ones you want specifically for the weapon you're focused on is going to be based on luck. We're going to have to pull a lot of these weapons to get the right affixes. And that is what the game wants us to do, right? It wants us to buy and sell these weapons so that we can get different affixes. In fact, if you have been wondering how to unlock certain attachments for weapons, you might have noticed that there are certain weapons, certain attachments that are asking you to buy and sell a certain number of times before they make a perk available. Let me see if I have one of those here to show you. They ask you, for example, here, purchase one legendary RAM 2 times. And you might wonder, why does the game want me to purchase the same weapon twice? Well, this is why. It wants you to purchase the same weapon twice so that you can realize that, oh, they're different somehow. This legendary RAM has a reload time reduced by 10% and a damage to hostiles increased by 20%, but this other legendary RAM, here's a 47 for example, only has one affix with a reload time reduced by 10%. Which one is better, you think? You see, if you don't have a good affix on your legendary, you might as well just take the epic. If I don't care about a 10% improvement in my reduction, why pay the repair costs, the exorbitant repair costs for this legendary gear if I'm not going to get an advantage? Right? No reason. The only reason to actually carry legendaries and mythics is because of these affixes. And so it's worth the effort to get good affixes, and if not, might as well take the epic. The only reason other than the affixes for you to have a mythic over a legendary over an epic is the attachment slot that becomes available. For epics, you'll notice there are let's see for AK-47 we have 1, 2, 3, 4, just 4 slots, whereas for the legendary we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Or for example, for the Mythic Fennec, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 attachment slots, versus the Mythic Fennec has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So it has all the same attachment slots. No, 8. It also has a perk and it has a stock, whereas the legendary one didn't have that, right? Yeah, legendary does not have stock and it does not have perk either. In some cases, this what I just said right now is generally true. The more rarer the weapon is, mythic rarity being the highest, the more attachment slots it'll have available. Whereas there is an exception. Let's see, the Ram 7, for example, legendary has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 attachments available. And the Mythic Ram 7 has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 available as well. Difference being that the legendary has a grip, and the Mythic does not have a grip, but it does have a perk. It has the ability to add perks to it, whereas the legendary Ram does not have any perks, but it does have the rear grip, which is strange. Most of the other weapons do have more attachments as you go into higher and higher rarity levels. And if, by the way, you're looking at your shop and you're like, wait, I can't even buy legendaries. Well, guys, you're going to have to unlock your Kurahana shop to level 4 to get legendary gear and level 5 to get mythic gear. You can see here in trust level, if you go to level 4, you unlock legendary items, and if you go to level 5, you increase your warehouse capacity and unlock some mythic items. Level 6, unlock some mythic items. Level 7, increase warehouse, unlock all mythic items at level 7. All mythic items unlock at level 7, and level 8 increases warehouse capacity, right? So you're gonna have to level up your Kurahana shop by doing your daily tasks. You submit electronic parts, you purchase contraband. Contraband, that just means weapons. You do these missions, you stay in the beach area for 5 minutes. Whatever it's telling you to do in your daily tasks, you do it so that you can get your trust level up. Give it the mythic loot it's asking for. Whatever it wants, just give it to it so you can level up your Kurahana shop and actually buy these, god tier mythic and legendary weapons, and of course other legendary gear like the armor, mythic armor, legendary armor as well. This is how leaderboard players are actually getting these god tier weapons, whether that's mythic god tier or legendary god tier. My Fennec, for example, reloads faster by 10% and has the Vital Strike affix, where it deals a 10% damage multiplier to vital areas. So these are noticeable advantages in the battlefield, and you can get them as well. Of course, you're going to need money. You're going to need lots of money because you're going to have to buy and sell these weapons over and over and over again. But if you need money, I did roll out a video on several loot patterns, looting strategies you can use. I've used them to get $10 million consistently or even $5 million consistently. They are varying difficulties based on your skill level. In fact, fact, I sold probably 15 to 20 Fennecs so that I could get this specific one. For this God tier Ram 7, I got ultra lucky, guys. I bought it once and I got it. I swear to you. I did not have to buy and sell to get this one. I got super lucky. And when you do get one that is awesome, make sure you hit that lock button right there, because if it's unlocked, God, even right now, I'm actually shaking because if I accidentally hit that sell button, it would be gone. So you just lock your item, make sure you don't accidentally sell it. And once you have that God tier weapon locked in, good for you. Worth paying the repair costs for it. As I'm sure you've noticed, different weapons have different repair costs, and that's associated to their rarity. For example, an epic weapon, if you want to repair it, it's going to be 150,000 for using it 5 times. So every game, the durability is decreasing and the repair costs are increasing. Every game reduces the durability by 20%, meaning after 5 games, you have decreased the durability to 0, and the game will not let you start unless you repair the weapon. For example, this QQ9 is at 0% durability. To repair it to 100%, it costs 150,000, meaning that every game, that 150,000 is actually being divided by 5 games. It costs 30,000 per game to run an epic weapon. So it's not that much, right? It's pretty affordable. Compare that to a legendary weapon that is, right now it needs to be repaired. Let's see, this HSO is at 80% durability, meaning I've only used it for 1 game, and the repair cost is already 150,000. So for 5 games, 150,000 times 5, that's going to be 750,000 every time I have to fully repair legendary gear. Okay, so that's 750,000 compared to 150,000 for epics. Now compare that to mythic weapons. Mythic weapons cost 500,000 every single round that you use them. 2.5 million for 100% repair costs, meaning that instead of paying 150,000 per round for a legendary, you're paying 500,000. So the difference is pretty significant. It's definitely more than double to use your mythic weapon than it is to use a legendary. And it is, what, 5 times more expensive to use legendary than it is to use epic. Hopefully now you can understand why people are running these mythic and these legendary weapons, especially the god tier ones, why they are melting you completely so much faster. So if you want to find out how you actually buy and sell, or how you actually go about getting the best affixes for this weapon, let's go ahead and move on to the next piece so you can see that in action.
So I'm gonna be pulling Fennecs because you can buy one for $13.90. See, $13.90, $13.90, $13.90, $13.90, $13.90, $13.90, $13.90, and then in your warehouse, you'll see this one is all different. Like this one has the recoil reduced by 15%. This one has the sprint to fire delay reduced by 15, sprint to fire reduced by 15, ADS reduced by 8. The same one as I had right now. Same one as I had right now, but only one. So they're all kind of trash, honestly. I'm going to sell all of them. Weapon weight is reduced, so the ADS time by 5 and increase the sprint speed by, it's okay. It sells for 1,050,000. 1 million, 1.05 million. So if I sell it, sell it, sell it, sell it, sell it, sell it, and sell it, I'm actually actually only cost me about 290,000, just shy of 300k each round to try to pull the Fennec that I want. So I'm gonna do this a lot. I'm probably gonna do this like 100 to 300 times before I get the Fennec I want. I'm gonna do like 5 more, and then because that would have been about 12 Fennecs that I've pulled so far. See if I get anywhere closer, I might not get it this round, but I will get it eventually. Look at this. Reloading time reduced by 10%. Upper body damage multiplier increased by 0.1. But leg damage multiplier reduced by 0.2. I like that one. Let's lock this one in. This one, reloading time reduced by 10%. This one already has 10% and an extra affix, so this one is inferior. Sell. Lateral recoil 8. Sell. Movement speed 1. Hip fire spread by 10. Sell. That's the one I like. This one, hit flinch damage multiplier increased by 0.1. This one has by 0.1, but leg multiplier reduced by 0.2. Sell. This one's still better over this one. Yeah. Faster reload and damage multiplier. That is the second best thing that I could hope for, honestly. So I'm gonna go ahead and keep that one, and that's what I'm gonna be using for right now.
Well, that's all for today, guys. Thank you so much for watching the video. I appreciate you, and I look forward to seeing you next time. And by the way, if you have been looking for teammates to play with and you're playing DMZ solo right now, you've been having a tough time because DMZ is not meant to be played solo. You need a team, and you're looking for people to play with, head on over to the Legend Discord community. We've got a bunch of people, mostly in the global server here, with some Garena players as well, and they are looking for teammates like all the time. I mean, just at 7:06, literally 2 minutes ago, people here are requesting teammates. They're joining up, they're teaming up, and they're having a good time. So if you guys are looking for teammates and you want to hang out, come on over to the Legend Discord community. The link is in the video description and in my YouTube bio. And for now, signing out. Peace out.